Disney's live-action Lady and the Tramp is, as you'd expect, absolutely charming. But it raised an interesting question that caught me off guard because I hadn't yet made this distinction. And I suspect a lot of streaming services haven't realized this, and I wonder how long it will take them to realize it. For me, it took one viewing of Lady and the Tramp for Disney+. All right, so I believe the reason that Netflix made streaming so successful is that more often than not, because sure, it wasn't all the time, but again, more often than not, you would find yourself amazed at the movie quality content that you were getting, not only for one low price, but also at home and more of it. 8 to 13 hour top-notch movies. But Disney Plus's live-action Lady and the Tramp plays like a really good Disney Channel movie and not something that could ever play in theaters. Part of me feels that the Mouse House's success with the Disney Channel, 36 years that thing's been going, could actually hurt them a bit, especially since the Disney Channel has always been free with commercials. Like now people are going to be asked to pay for so far what seems like the same content. I'll be curious to see how the Marvel shows. I mean, The Mandalorian looks like it's movie level, which maybe might have also skewed my expectations a bit with this movie. But let's talk about Lady and the Tramp specifically. Like all of Disney's live action reimaginings, a lot is the same, but also a lot is different. This Lady and the Tramp, shot in Savannah, Georgia, actually feels a lot like New Orleans, with its jazz, paddle wheelboats, and diverse cast, which I'd say is about 80% African American. And everyone did a fabulous job for a really good TV movie. But I have to say, when I started to realize they were using a New Orleans location, I was like, man, if only I were watching a live action The Princess and the Frog. Such an underrated movie, by the way. It's on a lot of streaming services. So you've probably caught it, hopefully, at some point, and if you haven't, you really should. It's regrettable. It's regrettable that a lot of, black characters are stuck being animals for either the entire time that they're on screen or for a large part of it, even the upcoming Disney-acquired Spies in Disguise. But I think that's why it's so important that Halle Bailey has been cast as Ariel in the upcoming Little Mermaid movie, and I'm very much looking forward to that, which will also be kind of, I think, relocated to even more of a Caribbean setting, just as this movie is very, I think to me it plays like New Orleans because again of the jazz, the paddle wheel boats, and the diverse cast. Because New Orleans, before many cities in America, was more diverse. But yeah, A Princess and the Frog live action big screen version, I'd be all over that. And Idris Elba is already looking kind of Dr. Facilier in the Cats trailer, right? All right, so, but with Lady and the Tramp, this live action version, by far and away, it's never a good thing when you watch a movie and think of what it could lead to. But you know what? Steps are important. So anyway, the best thing here by far and away is Lady and the Tramp's date night. Dripping with Disney magic. Many times while I was watching this sequence, I thought to myself, that's stunning. And again, very Disney. The strong chemistry between Tessa Thompson and Justin Theroux was at its best here. And then F. Murray Abraham brought it home as Tony. That was wonderful. Ken Jeong, by the way, also has a fun cameo earlier in the film. And in fact, there are a lot of great modern side jokes woven throughout here. And my favorites were during the dinner scene. So funny. I'm not gonna give it away. Very funny. Ken Jeong had some funny lines, but there was also a gag with two poodles towards the beginning of the movie. That was a surprisingly smart and again modern zinger, and it made me laugh out loud. I had a lot that made me respect this more than I otherwise would. I thought it was really clever. Live action also does a lot to raise the stakes here. From the Pound, aka Doggy Jail, here Adrian Martinez's dog catcher is a full-blown character. In fact, in the animated series, you rarely saw any humans' faces, but here the humans are major characters, as we'll discuss. But Adrian Martinez's dog catcher is a full-blown character, really taking over for Aunt Sarah as the film's villain. Then there's the rat, who looks even scarier and more deadly here. It's a CGI rat, but it's very convincing. It's huge. But also this movie raises the emotional stakes on both the dog and the human side. I really liked that. The animated version was more of a romance, right? But this version does a lot more to explore the relationships between humans and dogs. Again, from both sides. For instance, it was just a moment, but seeing Trusty sharing some steak with his retired owner through a window, it just really stuck with me and was quite moving. I wish we would have fully met Trusty's owner. He seemed like a really awesome guy. Also, I don't want to give anything away, but Jim Deere and Darling have a pivotal moment with the dog catcher towards the end of the movie. Very important. You'll know it when you see it. But it made for a powerful advocate for not only dog adoption, but animal kindness. I was like, oh, that's good. I was disappointed that the zoo scene was removed, a favorite from the animated movie for many of us, and that the beaver was reduced to just a statue. What? I mean, if you're CGIing a rat, you can CGI a beaver, I would think. But anyway, the story is fleshed out in other interesting ways, and even if they don't always land, they do keep things interesting. As for the Siamese Cats scene, it was obviously changed for obvious reasons. But I wish they had just made a different strong choice, because now the scene comes across as a little bit flat. It's still, the destruction of the house is even worse in live action. You're like, that's so bad. But I thought that the cat characters, they could have done something else with them. But overall, as someone who loves Main Street USA, I was like, you could make a whole series of Main Street USA movies, and I would love every one of them. Watching Lady and the Tramp made for a very cozy evening at home. Again, I don't think this is something that could play in theaters. And I bet also would be excellent family viewing because of the multiple subjects that it touches upon that you could talk about after you watch the film. And dog lovers should, well, love it. I wouldn't buy Disney Plus for this Lady and the Tramp, but that said, I bet it's one of the first things that you click on. And while I think that you might be a bit disappointed that it's not movie quality, you certainly won't regret watching it. And I made some spaghetti to have while I watched it, and I recommend that you do the same. All right, so that's my review of Lady and the Tramp. Share your own thoughts down below. Subscribe to Beyond the Trailer today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.